Well, it's hard enough being a teenager without having a characteristic that marks you out as being different, a characteristic that you have little or no control over. So what's it like then for teenage stutterers, teenagers who stutter? Scott Monson is trying to set up a scholarship program to help local high school students who stutter, and he's joined us now. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Louise.
Now, have you approached this from personal experience?
Yes, I have. I'm a recovering stutterer myself, and I really know what it's like as a teenager. High school can be hard enough without having a stutter as well.
What was it like for you?
Terrible. My first job interview, the person who was interviewing me had to look my name up on their file, and that was after I couldn't get my name out.
If you're in a nervous situation, did it make it worse?
Very much so, yeah. I was reasonably okay. I was very situational.
Mm-hmm.
If I was around friends and family, I could get away with it. But put me into any sort of stressful situation, and the stutter would come with a vengeance.
And when you were at high school, we would hope that kids would learn to be tolerant and to be accepting of everyone. But what was your experience with some of the kids who weren't like that?
High school kids can be nasty, to put it kindly, I suppose. And my experience was very much like that. My early years at high school were very hard. A lot of kids picked on me, bullied me. I was taken under the wing by some older Year 9, Year 10 students, and once people knew that I was under their wing, I was pretty much off bounds. So I thank them for a lot. But yeah, without them it would have been really, really tough.
But if you're being bullied and picked upon and put into that stressful situation, presumably that only made the problem worse for you.
Oh, of course it did, yeah. And of course at high school you're being asked to read in front of class, and you can hear the sniggers and the chuckles behind you when you're reading or trying to read. And it's just absolutely, it destroys your self-confidence, shameful experience.
Do people, experts really understand the causes of stuttering, or is there still a lot of debate about why it happens to some people?
There is still a lot of debate. No one really understands what causes it. And if they did, they'd probably be able to find the magic cure for it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have that at the moment. So there's a variety of treatment programs out there that do their best and teach people to control their stutter.
So how did you learn not to stutter?
I joined a program that was focused on breathing techniques, and it's a very powerful breathing technique based on what the opera singers use, and also on assertive self-acceptance, really accepting myself as a person who stuttered, not trying to avoid the situations I've avoided, really just go out and do what I wanted to do regardless of my stutter. So it was two aspects, using the breathing to help the physical side, but also not avoiding anything, going out, pushing out my comfort zones, doing radio interviews. I joined Toastmasters to do public speaking.
A lot of people who are frightened of appearing in public and having to perform that role join Toastmasters. I hear about that a lot.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm actually president of my local Toastmasters club now. So within 2 years, I've really taken the bull by the horns.
So what sort of support is there for young people who have a stuttering problem?
In the ACT today, unfortunately, there isn't a lot of support available. Up until the end of primary school, you can get access to government-funded treatment programs, but once you start high school, you're really reliant on private treatment programs. And my research a year or so ago really showed that there were only 2 or 3 speech pathologists in Canberra who treated stuttering.
Because not all speech pathologists do treat it,
No,
do they?
a lot of speech therapists don't look at stuttering at all. They look at developmental speaking problems or helping people recover from strokes. And those who do look at the stuttering as well, really there's a 8 to 12 month waiting list for them.
So this is why you wanted to step in and come through with a different way of helping young people.
Exactly right.
So what's your idea for this scholarship?
My idea is to ask local companies out there to donate some funds that I can use to give people access to the program that I joined. And I'm a certified coach and instructor on that program as well. We have a support group here in Canberra. So it really would give teenagers access to the program I've had access to, and the full range of follow-on support that they get. So I'm really looking for the local companies to get on board and support this.
So, but basically you're looking for them to pay you to teach young people the techniques you learnt to help stop stuttering.
Yeah, I don't get paid. I've actually been talking with communities at work here in Canberra. They've agreed to auspice the program, so effectively funds don't come to me at all. I don't see a cent out of this. The company's sponsors provide funds to communities at work, and they then pay for the treatment program from there. Because it's communities at work,
yes,
means that the companies who are sponsoring the program, they get full rights as tax deductions. And
so who would communities at work pay to conduct the program?
They pay the Maguire program, which is the program that I joined and helped me.
Right, but where do you come into it then?
I really come into it as a driving force behind the scholarship program in Canberra. I'm the one trying to really put the energy behind it, and more of a coordination role in the initial days, trying to get the funding together, get the funding to communities at work, and then a big role in follow-on support. Once we've got people on the program, we've put them through an intensive 4-day course.
Mm-hmm.
We come back to Canberra, I'll likely be the primary coach. We get a full range of follow-on support. I'll be heavily involved in that.
Right, because not everyone agrees that the Maguire program is the way to go. There's some, not controversy, but some debate about which is the best way to treat someone who has a stuttering issue.
Oh, that's right. And look, there are many different programs out there. I've tried more than the Maguire program. For me, the Maguire program was the one that worked. So that's one I can teach in. It's the one I can coach, and I can offer that follow-on support. I can't offer that with some of the other treatment programs that are out there, and I really want to be hands-on with this. So it really is my pet project. I want to put the energy behind it and really get involved to help these young kids.
But if you end up coaching, you'll end up being paid under the program.
No, I don't get paid.
You're going to do that
Yep.
as a voluntary.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I don't get a cent out of this.
Right. Okay.
At all. That's I'm being very upfront and transparent with that. I'm not doing this so I can get paid. I'm doing it because I know what it's like as a teenager who stutters. I've been there. I've done it. Up until 2.5 years ago, I still did it. And I still, as you heard before I got stuck on, every stutterer's feared word, stutter.
Is that the worst word?
And as well as their name. So, yeah, stutterer's feared word.
Okay, well, we won't use it. We'll try not to use it. Just avoid the word.
So again, I don't get a cent out of this. I'm doing it to help people to give back. I was fortunate enough. I work for Department of Defence here in Canberra. They sponsored me onto the program, so I didn't pay the joining fee and all that. I got it as professional development. I want to provide that same opportunity to young high school kids.
Okay, so how much do you need to raise from local businesses, and how many kids do you hope to support?
Okay, the scholarships, the value of each scholarship is just under $3,000 for each one. So I'm hoping initially to get 2 young high school kids to the intensive 4-day course that's in Sydney end of March 2010. So 2 kids is just under $6,000.
All right. And people can find out more information. You've got a website?
I do. It's www.inroadstofreedom.info.
All right. And Scott, can you just put your those headphones on just for a minute, because Ruth has just got a quick question. Yes. Hi, Ruth.
Oh, hi. I've just got a quick question. I've always wondered, what's the difference between a stutter and a stammer?
Only the spelling. In the UK, they generally call it a stammer. In Australia, we call it a stutter.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Ruth. That's a good question. Scott, thank you very much for coming in this afternoon. And the web address, if people want to find out more information, is
www.inroadstofreedom.
Inroads to Freedom, all one word.
All one word. .info. INFO.
Thank you very much, Scott. All the best.
Great. Thank you, Louise.
Scott Monson, who's trying to set up this scholarship program for teenagers who stutter in the ACT. And if you would like more information, check it out on his website, inroadstofreedom.info.